It doesn't take long for you to recognize the risk involved in transactions relating to cryptocurrencies as you become part of it. The risk of this new age digital monitoring mechanism is not about the volatility of the market. Scams have become very common in the online space, and cryptocurrency exchanges are not far from it. You should be aware of the possibilities of losing your investments in cryptocurrency as you invest in different exchange platforms and startups.
How to avoid cryptocurrency scams and crypto rug pull. As you become involved in the new digital monetary mechanisms known as cryptocurrency, it doesn't take long to recognize there's risk involved in these transactions. And we're not talking about the volatility of the market. Scams are everywhere online, and cryptocurrency exchanges are no different. As you consider investing in different startups and exchange platforms, be aware of the possibilities of losing your cryptocurrency investments. Now, let's talk about rug pull. What is a rug pull and how can you avoid one? Looking at the very essence of the phrase rug pull, you might have an idea of what it involves. Imagine you're standing on a rug or carpet, and it was suddenly pulled from under you. What would likely happen? You might fall and could even injure yourself. In the same way, in cryptocurrency, rug pull occurs when the creators or developer of a project sold off all the coins and run away with all the money investors put into their project. Rest assured, you don't have to be scared of it. The best way to keep yourself safe from scam projects is always to do your own research before investing and ask the right questions. After all, knowledge, they say, is power. This video will enlighten you on how you can quickly spot and avoid rug projects and crypto scam so that you don't fall victim. The scammers create a token and list it on a decentralized exchange.
Since the exchange is decentralized, anyone can create tokens and list them without going through KYC. That is why rug pulling usually happens in the decentralized finance ecosystem. After listing the token, they drive interest by utilizing social media hype to promise grandiose things that their project will accomplish. Unsuspecting individuals believe them and start investing. Once the scammers have gotten enough liquidity, they pull out the liquidity from the liquidity pools and completely run down the crypto asset's price. In that case, investors have been rug pulled. Signs that scam and rug pull is about to happen. Although exit scams and rug pulls have tripled in the last year, the total monetary amount stolen is dropping because investors are learning to watch for the signs. If you know what you're looking for, it becomes easier to avoid these schemes. The following are some common signals. Creators and developers remain anonymous. There may be a rationale for creators to remain anonymous, from security and privacy to personal reasons. However, anonymity also makes it harder for bad actors to be tracked after pulling off a scam. If a project is started anonymously, with new social media accounts created within days or hours of a launch, that's a big red flag. If projects have no ties to other successful projects or the crypto community as a whole, that's also a red flag. Look on a project's website for meaningful information about the team. If it's just a bunch of fluff, proceed, if at all, with caution. It's only listed on DEX and has few token holders. DEX platforms provide smart contracts to protect your transactions, but even those can't verify the validity of a crypto. If a token in question is only listed on DEX and no other trustworthy exchanges, it's better to stay away.
No liquidity lockup. Most legitimate liquidity pools lock in investor money for a certain amount of time. This does two things. First, the pool liquidity needed for token swapping, lending, and other activities is ensured, so that the pool can continue to function. Second, it keeps the creators from quickly emptying the pool once it gets to a certain size, and running away with the money. A locked pool helps to safeguard investor interests. If there's no lockup, it's another red flag. A legitimate crypto often has at least tens of millions of dollars in its network, even if it's not one of the most popular. Not to mention, they usually have a fair amount of tokens locked in for certain durations. If a token's total liquidity looks like some rich kid's college fund, don't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Time lock. A time lock is a smart contract mechanism that locks the functionality of an application for a specified period. To explain in simple terms, the time lock enables a delay between when a transaction is started and when it is executed. For example, if the time lock for a cryptocurrency code is 3 days, that means that even if the owners of the contract decide to execute a rug pull, they will have to wait for 3 days before the transaction is approved. During that period, vigilant investors can see what the developers are up to and quickly withdraw their funds. The fact that there is a time lock on the master chef function does not mean it is totally safe. It only means that investors can see what the developers are up to before they execute it. The drawback is that you would have to check the code constantly to see if the developers are up to no good.
Coin prices skyrocket. With any asset, if you can't see why the value is rapidly increasing, beware. Scammers can inflate a project by either putting in funds or creating false hype to get people involved in it by exploiting the FOMO, fear of missing out. Look for legitimate reasons such as new exchange listings, partnership announcements, or other good news that could be driving the spike. If these are non-existent, it may be a rug pull or pump and dump scheme. Remain skeptical unless you have a good reason not to be. Try to understand the legitimate use case for a project before jumping into a new token or pool. Extensive marketing tactics. Too much promotions. Legitimate cryptocurrencies thrive on liquidity and results. Rug pulls thrive on attention and FOMO, fear of missing out. They will come out with the most energetic vibes and entice you with a fleeting opportunity. Some like to spam your social media feed while others rely on influencers to spread the message.
So how to avoid a crypto rug pull? By exercising caution and looking for the signs above, investors can mitigate the risk of becoming entrapped by a rug pull. Prudent investors exercise caution when entering new markets or investing in new pools. Avoiding scams and potential rug pulls in crypto projects ultimately boils down to awareness before investing and doing your own research. Here are a few more ways to check the legitimacy of any project. Check liquidity. One way to assess a token's legitimacy is to check its liquidity. Legitimate projects usually have millions in liquidity. These projects lock up a significant amount of tokens for a long time, and again, they cannot be withdrawn from the liquidity pool during that time frame. Check the project's staking period and verify the amount of liquidity belonging to a project's owners. Legitimate platforms like PancakeSwap and Uniswap usually have liquidity information readily available.
Review GitHub, white paper, and social media channels. GitHub is the code-base hub for DeFi projects, usually containing their development activities. It's well worth keeping an eye on these, as well as a project's social media channels, including Telegram, Twitter, etc. Take a look at their Telegram group. You don't even have to join the group to know if they have tricks up their sleeves. Are people's causes for concern fully addressed, or do they ban or mute people criticizing them? What about the general atmosphere of the group? How to spot fake Twitter followers. Because the menace of fake followers is a growing problem, many tools can help you know if a particular Twitter account uses counterfeit followers. One of them is followeraudit.com. How to spot fake Telegram members. As in the case above, you can use statistics tools to determine if a Telegram account has counterfeit members. A prominent one is tgstats.com, which shows full statistics of Telegram accounts.
Confirm team credibility. If you want me to trust you, then you have to give me something to go on. When the developers of a crypto project are anonymous, it brings up serious concerns. However, even though it is a big deal, it doesn't necessarily mean that the project is a scam. Any project that's potentially a rug pull is defined by its owners and creators. Their relevance to the cryptocurrency space, as well as their previous involvements, track records, social media, and industry history and connections must add up if they are to gain credibility. The more questions than answers about the owners and team, the more likely the project is to be a scam. The website appearance. If you're going to create a coin that will be the coin of the future, you should at least take some time and money out to create a website befitting that purpose, right? Well, let's consider some things to look out for on the website.
has the code been audited? Now, this is a big one. Audits performed by external corporations show how sound a project is and are viewed as a requirement for trust in the cryptocurrency world. There are many crypto auditing companies out there, with the most credible ones being Certic, OpenZeppelin, Hacken, among others. If the coin you are considering is audited by one of the top auditors, that's a good sign. Keep in mind, though, that even if an audit shows that the smart contract is sound, it is still not a 100% vote of confidence. Is the contract verified on the scan page? A verified contract will show a green checkmark on, e.g., BSC scan, Etherscan, Polygon scan, etc. Being verified means that the human-readable version of the contract you're seeing is the real deal. It doesn't mean it's safe. It simply means it is the actual code you're seeing. Good projects take time to develop, but counterfeit copies take only a few hours.
Finally, let's talk about the best practices for avoiding crypto scams after you invested on crypto. 1. Don't trust anyone, government officials, public figures, strangers, who contacts you directly asking for payments in cryptocurrency or offering you an investment opportunity. 2. Never share your private key or the seed phrase to your cryptocurrency wallet with anyone, and store that information somewhere offline, aka a cold wallet. 3. Enable two-factor authentication whenever possible on whatever kind of crypto wallet and exchange you use. But be aware that this is not a surefire solution, as we saw when Coinbase was hacked. 4. Double and triple-check website URL. Scammers attempting a phishing scam will copy the URL of legitimate sites and swap letters and numbers, an L for 1 or 0 for the letter O, for example 5. Reject any offer that requires an upfront fee no matter what, but especially if that fee has to be paid in cryptocurrency.
As a final note, remember that you are the one with the sole responsibility for your decisions regarding which crypto project you would invest in, either for the short or long term. As seen in the examples, even seemingly stable projects with audits, time locks, and known developers can rug pull. It is up to you to determine how much you are willing to risk if it all goes down. With this knowledge you now have, though, it would be easier for you to outsmart the scammers. Scam artists are constantly looking for ways to make a quick buck off of unsuspecting victims. By keeping track of common signs of exit scams and conducting due diligence on prospective projects, you can decrease the chances that their next victim will be you. And don't forget to report the fraud to whatever crypto exchange you use to complete the crypto transaction whenever you suspect or have evidence that bad actors are at play.
If you really think you've been the victim of a scam, contact the FTC, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, or Securities and Exchange Commission. First, be wary of crypto investment pitches that come on social media platforms or from cold callers. Watch out for heavy sales pitches to invest now. Pump and dump schemes make an investment look like its value is rising and then crashes after you invest. Remember to research before you invest. Never wire money or provide any credit card or bank account information until you check the investment out first.
Thank you for watching yourmotivation.org. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more. Click the bell icon to get video updates. If you have any questions about anything, please let us know in the comment section down below. We will see you on the next video. Don't forget to stay happy and smile bigger.